everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. On today's show, I'm going to show you how to make a quick, simple pasta dinner with ground beef, a salad, garlic bread, and I'm going to also make salad dressing Thousand Island. We're going to start out with the water boiling. I went ahead and started it on my stove in my teapot, and I also put a little bit in the bottom of my pasta pot. Let's start out with our ingredients. So we have pasta, pick whatever kind you want. This is one kind, here's another kind. This Texas toast I bought from the grocery store, already mixed made. It was in the frozen section. We like it a real lot. You can also do the poppin' fresh if you want and bake that yourself. Sometimes I do that when my son is around. Garlic, red onion. I like red onion better than white onion in my pasta, but in my salad dressing, white onion rather than yellow or red. So I have a spaghetti sauce, I have a spaghetti paste, and I also have a can of tomatoes. These tomatoes come all different ways. This happens to be cherry, which means they're going to be a little sweeter. I have another can which is fire roasted. They come all different ways. You can try them and see what you like. I also have mushrooms. And when I get these mushrooms, they smell really good. They come home in the container, I put them in a bag, and then this is how I save them, and they last a real long time. Using a full package of ground beef. For cheese, I have Pecco Romano. I have a block, and I'm going to shred it. I'm using Italian mix for the pasta of seasoning. I was going to use fresh basil, but you know, you bring it home. I got my order, brought it home, in 3 days I had to throw it away today. Couldn't even use it. So I just use a lot of dried herbs. I'm also going to put in some rosemary. And this is the same thing that was in my Carrabba's recipe of oil and bread dip. It's the same thing that's in there. Salt, pepper. I'm not using any sugar. I'm going to use some white wine. I have a little bit left. We'll do a little splash of that. For the salad, I'm using a pre-cut up package of lettuce from the grocery store, and looks like that's it. So we'll get started. My water is boiling, so now I'm going to go ahead and put it in with this other little bit of hot water that I put in the bottom of the pan so that it would start boiling. Put this back on the stove, and I'll put the lid on it to get it going. As soon as it starts to boil, I'll put some salt in it, but not till then. Cutting up the onions and garlic is pretty easy. Getting it started in the pan, what you want to do is you want to use some olive oil. I like to get this from my sister. She sells olive oil. I put a couple of turns in the pan. So let's go ahead and get the water in here and the salt. There's my salt. I know it looks like a lot, but you gotta have some. Put some in the other in the pan here. I'm gonna turn this pan on, get that going hot. Now I like to put in 1 handful per person. I'm making a lot of sauce, so I'm going to make double today, and then I'll have extras, and I could save it for leftovers and eat it on another day. We have to cut up our onion. We're going to use just a half of an onion. And these red ones, these little rascals, are messy. Really, if you just kind of follow the slices, just like I'm doing right here. See how I have the flat spot down on the cutting board? It's a little safer. I'm just going to cut off the bottom like that just to get rid of that little bit of on the bottom. And then I'm going to cut across. See how I'm getting some nice chunks? Just like that. I have my oil in there. I have my pan on. Let's get these in here. And then as far as the garlic goes, to save time, I have garlic already. I froze this on a previous show. If you want to check out my list, you'll see these are 2 tablespoons each. The bottom of this thing is kind of soft rubber. The pasta, we have to cook for 11 minutes. Let's go ahead and start our timer. When the pasta is done, we're going to take a cup or a glass, or use a coffee cup, whatever you'd like, of water, set it aside. We're going to drain the pasta through a strainer, and then we're going to put the pasta back in the pot, and we're going to put all of our ingredients in the pasta pot. Then we'll work on the salad and the rest of it. So let's get the ground beef in here now. This will take about 6 minutes. Let's put in some salt and pepper. Now I also have my Italian mix. There's my Italian mix. Next, let's go ahead and do the mushrooms. You don't wash mushrooms or do too much to them. If you see any dirt on them, you'll probably want to brush it off with a paper towel. I just go look for the really big ones and just cut them. Fresh mushrooms. I think I'm going to go ahead and put in some red wine. I'm just going to do a bit of a splash. And there's a little bit left in there for me to drink. It's smelling good, and that's kind of how you can tell when it's done. If you're not sure about the hamburger, check it with your tester. I'm 150, and that's good enough for now. So let's get some more ingredients put in here. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle in some of my rosemary. I don't put a real lot, but I do distribute it throughout the pan. And tomato paste. We need to put in the tomatoes and tomato sauce. Sometimes I save some of these tomatoes and I use them for bruschetta before I make the meal. Didn't do it this time. Let's clear out our timer and let's set this timer for about, let's say 7 minutes. We'll wait for that. While that's going, I have some little red cherry tomatoes. I just cut them up with my scissors, just like this. Works real well. I can cut them 4 times with scissors. I have another video that I did on that if you want to see my list. Let's do the cheese next. I have a brick here, and we'll go ahead and shred this. As you can see, it shreds up real nice. I am down to just a few seconds remaining, so I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese in. I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes. We're down to the last 9 seconds, and this is really looking good. Now, I do have here my cup of my pasta water, but I don't believe I'm going to need it. Let's talk about making the salad dressing. I'm going to make a Thousand Island salad dressing. It's the easiest thing in the world to make. I have the salad all in a bowl, and I have one of these. I get them from the dollar store. They actually come in a 2-pack, and I like them a real lot. They're just a squeeze bottle. They represent the ketchup and mustard bottle that you've probably seen. So here's the ingredients that you need for Thousand Island. You need some garlic, mayonnaise, ketchup, salt and pepper, pickle relish, and apple cider vinegar. Now we'll move all this off to the side and we'll get started. Let's put our pickle relish in first. I'm going to put in about a spoonful. Nice and slow so I don't make a mess. Now I'm going to put in some pepper. I'm going to put in some salt. Mayonnaise. Gotta shake my mayonnaise. Put your mayonnaise in. There you go. Then you want to put in some ketchup. Some garlic. Chop it, mince it yourself. I just bought this from the dollar store. This is just a minced garlic. I also have it in a squirt bottle, which is roasted garlic. The roasted garlic is where they take olive oil in a frying pan. They cut the garlic bulb in half, they roast it, and then they grind it. Then for vinegar, you don't need much vinegar. Do this to taste. Just take a little cap, put some in a cap, put it inside. Then you have your ingredients. Just put it in your bottle and give it a shake. That's Thousand Island salad dressing. And it will be better than the stuff that you buy at the store, because you'll notice I didn't put any sugar in it. I didn't put in any monosodium glutamate. There's no preservatives. All of this is fresh and will be a delicious meal. Now let's do our toast. It just comes in a package like this. Fresh out of the toaster. Garlic bread. Here is our pasta. You know, the pasta, in my opinion, gets better the next day, so if you want, you can make this up in advance. I eat it cold, but some people want to warm it up. Also, your salad dressing is better if you let it sit for a day. Now, let's just go ahead and give this a little bit of a mix. I still don't need the water. I'm still happy with the consistency of the pasta. A couple of nice spoonfuls, just like that. I know you're going to enjoy this meal. It was simple, it was easy. I mean, it's 20 minutes, this is ready. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.